work plus, 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 plus. So I actually reached out to Dan and asked him for October and December if he would take over a workshop for me because I'm so over my head. So he's willing to do that. And then in November, we have Eugene Piccolo coming as a guest speaker to deal with contracts and open meeting laws and contracts. So that'll take us through the year. And I appreciate Dan doing that. Really, I do. Because I don't think any of us who are teaching expected this to be very labor intensive, you know, to the point I really need help. I need my chair, and he's stepping up. So thank you. All right. The other thing is the strategic plan help. So as you know, next month is October, and we have our first strategic plan. And I did reach out to Dan, but I talked to John about this also. And so what we have to do. So this is what I want a discussion of the board, and see what y'all think about this. Strategic plan. I honestly can't pull it off because I'm so busy working with school and doing this. So in my head, what I was thinking is if I could, what I would do is I'd reach out to maybe U of M. I have my master's from there. I was going to reach out to the business school and see if maybe a grad student wanted to come up and lead us, but I don't even have time for that. So I'm asking, and John and I discussed this, I'm asking if we can, first of all, if I can ask if a couple of you or one of you is willing to pick up just the leading us through the strategic plan. And that would entail, in my mind, and it could entail whatever you want, because you would pick it up, either two of you together, or one of you, either finding somebody, talking to maybe maybe having a community letter go out to our community to see if anyone's gifted in that area who'd be willing to lead us in that process. We have 3 nights scheduled for that. And so I feel like if there's somebody who's got less on their plate right now, just to do a nice, tidy job on re-looking at that strategic plan to help us, help me and help us in that process. So I guess I'll throw it out there first as a discussion. Is anybody willing to do that for those 3 nights? Lead us through this process starting in October? Yeah, that's how we all feel, huh?
If we reached out to a semi-professional, could we come up with an honorarium?
John, how does that work? An honorarium, to a stipend or whatever you would call it, to reach out?
We did that 5 years ago, I want to say. Yeah, it was roughly around $7,000 to do it.
I believe, well, I don't know, but I could certainly ask colleagues at my institution or their colleagues who have worked with nonprofits in the past and have walked through strategic. I mean, I would certainly think that they would do it for far less than that if they were interested and had the time. But what are the thoughts of the rest of the board?
I also can reach out. I'm in the master's College of Management master's program at Metro State, so I'm sure there's people I can reach out to as well.
Would it be possible, maybe Cody and Rob, if I could ask you two just to look into that, and if we can secure somebody? I think I don't even have my phone in front. Yeah, I do. All right. See, I'm not. I think our very first night was what, October? I think is it before or after? I think it's after the board meeting. Am I right? So our board meeting's the 19th, and our 26th is the strategic plan. So can we maybe have you two work together and at next workshop, just let us know if you secured somebody that can do it, or even by email, as long as you BCC everybody, and keep that on, an agenda task. What does the board think? Are you willing? The other option is we don't have to do a full-blown strategic plan, I'm told. We just have to look at it. So we could postpone all of this and look at it for next year, like spring, next year sometime. But this has been our 4th year, so it'd be nice to have that done. So what do you think? Ideas, thoughts?
I think considering the unique situation that this year poses, it might not be a bad idea to postpone it and just focus all of our attention on making it through this year.
And expansion, right?
Yeah, so we'll hear about that. Okay, then I'll do that. I just feel like, if someone's willing to, then let's do it. And I'm fine with that. So we will postpone strategic plan, a look over it. That would basically, but what this would entail, semester 2-ish sometime. Does that sound right? How does everyone feel about that? Yeah, okay.
So
I feel like
are we canceling October 26th?
yeah, we're canceling
Oh.
all of them right now. All of the
Okay.
strategic plan dates, I think, at this point. This has
Well, I
been,
don't think we would be. Oh, I'm so sorry, Annie.
oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I don't think we're necessarily canceling all of the strategic plan thing, like all of the things, but the extra evening ones, correct? Like the review would then just be part of our workshop.
Correct.
Okay,
So the Tuesday, the extra ones we scheduled is what I'm saying.
great.
If
So
we, and
that's-
if we actually made a formal schedule, we might need a motion. If we already agreed to that schedule as part of a motion for strategic review, then we might need a motion to postpone those dates or postpone the review until next year, just as a formality.
What are the dates again?
The October 26th.
Is that the board meeting or is that a special meeting?
It's a special strategic plan meeting.
Okay.
That was so we should put these in the notes.
Do
So
we know which minutes those were in? Anybody?
July. So I think they're July somewhere. But if we do that, Michelle, since we meet before those, can I put that on the agenda for the October, since that's before the strategic plan dates? Can we just do it then so we can look those up and make sure we're accurate? Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. I'll make sure they get on, because we meet, our first one was after the October, so I'll make sure, but let's just get the dates that we had these set so that we have that down, if you wouldn't mind. So I have down the, okay, let me see. So still a problem with that? We're having issues with the live stream. I don't know why. I'm getting information that the regular live stream is not working. So I don't know why. I don't know.
Well, I don't know either, but it was a different process setting it up this time. When our Zoom account switched, mine converted. So the account that I had initially to do this changed now to what everybody else has. So it took me a little bit more to get it set up. And now there were more buttons to make it happen this time. And I actually just sent Justin an email saying,
Oh,
did I
thank
do
you.
this right? Or what's the
Oh,
issue?
thanks,
So
Julie.
are people saying they can't see it?
Yeah, yes. So I have a parent in my room who's watching it on that avenue and not through us. So I did also. So there you go. So hopefully, I don't know, people
Well,
can see.
I managed to, it's pulled up and it's going on my computer somewhere. So, but what happens is now it says it's my YouTube channel live streaming it, which I don't think was ever the case before. So I don't know what the heck is going on.
Okay.
What I don't know if there's a link. I don't know what's
Yeah,
happening.
I
So
know,
I'll just
Judy.
wait to hear
That's
from
okay.
Justin. I don't know what's
Thank you,
going
Judy.
on.
Yeah, that's fabulous. Okay, where were we? So I know, little technology, right? And if there was never roll call, we would raise hands. There's all kinds of things that go on to these board meetings that never. Okay, so October 26th. Let's see, what else did we have? We had a. Someone help me out. Maybe I'll just. Why don't Michelle, instead of wasting time, I'll go ahead and make sure that's on the agenda. But just know the first one is off, and then we'll look at November and December, and we'll figure out
Go
those.
back and add them to the notes. I know I wrote them down in my notebook. I just don't
Yeah.
have my notebook in my office right now, but I'll go back
Okay.
and add in those other dates.
Okay, and you know what? You never know. Maybe Rob talks to somebody and something else happens. Who knows? But that's great. We do. This COVID's been a challenge. So the other thing is the board packets. So okay, so here is again, this is kind of family business and all from just going live stream and Corona and all that. So we had a situation. Well, we're sitting in front of us with 260 pages, right, people? Yow. And Sunday, I don't have the luxury of Monday looking it over like I did in some summer. So yesterday I sat down and went over through it with, where these were and such. And then we had, but not everything was included. So I'm just really asking that Thursday, hand things in Thursday, because what happened was we had a few things come in late that weren't in the regular agenda. And the way Carrie's going to handle it now is, if we would like just everything on Thursday, just come in, or it's not in the packet or on the agenda, we'll remove it from the agenda. But if it's an emergency, we're just going to put it at the end of the packet, so that all my notes that I took, or all of our notes that we take on a weekend, are still in chronological order. So that's
Absolutely.
how, so we're not inserting them in the place that they're in the agenda. And I think with parents, they just have to be mindful that if it's not in the order of the agenda, then it's at the back. Okay, so that's how we're going to work that. And then Carrie's going to work that. And then she's going to try, John's going to, we had a system before that that Christine would put the actual page number of each item on the agenda, where to find it on the page. So we're going to try and implement that back. So John's going to have some training with Carrie. And so if we look at like the approval of the statement for the board for Australia that we have on here, there's a page number in the board, or whatever, if there's some document that's there, we'll know where to go. So that's that. I almost want that. This is all like this is like family business. I call this family business when I'm teaching. It's all family board business. Then the BOD drive. So that's the other thing. So when I came on to be chair, I was told there was no BOD drive, and there was like, Gina and I set these things up in July because I'm like, okay, I'm new to Google Classroom. I don't trust myself. And I always found it odd that I'm handling, not knowing Google Classroom, all these like sensitive private things that could be a problem, but I did it. But then what happened was Judy actually said, hey, I don't get it. I can't find the 2021 BOD drive. I don't know where it is. And that's kind of what started this whole thing, where Justin said, wait, we have a board of director drive. And it's been around for, and actually Carrie's assistant. So somehow there wasn't a training involved or something.
Yeah,
So
I told you that earlier, and I was like, why don't we just use the existing BOD drive? So I
Yeah.
never could figure out why we weren't using that.
Yeah, I was told there was none. So I just built my own. I built mine in summer. I was scared because I was like, oh, I'm so new at this. You know who can screw it up better than anybody is somebody new. You all know that. So anyway, so now this is the BOD drive. It's Carrie's drive. And it makes sense because she puts all these packets together. She should have it the way she wants it, how she wants it. So we were in the middle of this month, we were actually opened up a BOD drive. She gained us access. She's going to train us. So she's not going to do it this month because we're already halfway through, but by next month, she's going to say, here's how I want you to drop stuff in. And now from year to year, that's a continuous thing. And she puts it together anyway. So that's going to just be good for her. Good. I mean, would you like this job? I don't know how she does this board packet. Honestly, I don't even get it. I would be terrible at it, but this way she has what she wants. We have what we want. And then as we fluctuate from people going on the board and off the board, we don't have that worry. So that's, like I said, family business. So she'll be sending out kind of how to organize them, how she wants them. She's already got files in there already set up, and that's just going to make everyone's life easier from year to year.
Right. Well, that's what we did do. I think it's hard when you come in, Annie, and try to step into a leadership position and don't really know how we do things. So that's how we had done it for the past couple of years. And I guess maybe we needed to have a conversation as a board of how we're organized when new people came on, instead of just assuming that something needed to be done and reinventing the wheel when it was already
right. Well,
invented.
Lisa didn't do it that way, and Carrie didn't know she had a board of director file. And I asked in July. So that's the thing, is there wasn't an established understanding. Otherwise, I would have done it in a heartbeat. But now we have an understanding. So there wasn't an understanding at all how this happened. So I'm glad now we know. So anyway, now so we have that situation. Then we want to look at so the other thing, John, maybe you want to talk about this. So